Okay, so today is day, should be like 17, 18, probably 18, um, of the Chinese language learning course. So I am experiencing a bit of a burnout, which I expected to happen anyway. Today we were actually talking quite a lot. My teacher kind of knows, she can kind of read me pretty well, so she kind of knows when I'm kind of not that into the book study part of the day. Some days I'm really like focused on the book study and like we really push through it. Other days we talk a lot in Chinese, which is still very good practice, don't get me wrong. And those I think are necessary because I do need the break to break away from the actual learning of the book stuff. That generally seems to be helping. So I think I will see about this, but I think I'm going to ask my Chinese teacher if maybe at some point if I can stay on schedule for this week and maybe even finish earlier this week because we're busy. We started with lesson number 18. So to stay on my schedule, I need to finish lesson 18 this week and today is Thursday. So I still have Friday and Saturday. So if I can finish lesson 18 between Friday and Saturday, that would give me one extra day this week extra to still be able to do something else. So I was thinking if I can do that between the next 2 days, finish lesson number 18 and stay on the original schedule, that means that maybe on Sunday I can ask her for us to do a different type of lesson. Anything else that does not include any HSK work. So no HSK 4 catch up or like grammar full or any of those like gaps in knowledge that I have to fill in. None of that. And then also no HSK 6 for like one day to break the pattern. I'm thinking that might help me to persist a bit more, or at least like break from the everyday repetitive nature of this in some way or another. The thing is though, it has to be something that doesn't quite feel like a Chinese learning class. So that could be something like maybe watching short videos and discussing the topics in them, or maybe even reading like a storybook, a very simple storybook, and discussing the topics that are presented in the storybooks. Because a lot of these stories have maybe some moral aspect to them or some sort of lesson that they teach, even the especially the ones with for kids, right? So even the Chongyu books that I showed in the last 2 days, those books also like every Chongyu is some sort of story and some sort of moral teaching of some kind. Um, so maybe we can discuss some of those or read the story or watch. We have been watching some videos of the Chongyu, and that does help. But those are quite short, and it's a small break between the otherwise intense HSK work. So I'm thinking if I can have one day that feels like I'm not doing HSK work or not doing, yeah, like not doing book work, not doing book Chinese, then that would hopefully help me in sort of having breaking the pattern. Also, this Sunday will be exactly halfway through. So this Sunday would be the end of the third week, which means exactly halfway through the 6 weeks, and that might be a good way to sort of reset or recalibrate my brain to the coming HSK work. Um, but the whole point of this course in the first place for me was to really progress with the HSK 6 because I fell behind the original schedule I wanted to achieve at the beginning of the year quite fast because I didn't quite anticipate the difficulty of it, especially considering that I didn't follow the traditional steps of going from HSK 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. I just learned vocabulary, learned some basic communication Chinese, and then jumped into HSK 6, which is a bit of a fast track, I guess, to get there. But the process itself is a lot more difficult than doing the more traditional approach, I would say. Especially if you do want to, in the end, write the test. the HSK test, which is the goal still at the moment. So today, a little saying, a little inspiration to my future self. You are almost halfway through. You have already done this for 17, 18 days. You have already proven to yourself that you can do this. So just keep going. Okay? Even when it's difficult, you can still focus on the positive. You can still talk to other people. You can still go to the gym. You still have freedom. You can still bowl on in other aspects of your life. You just need to keep going. That's all you need to do. Just take a breath, break away from it, and trust that you can keep going. Okay. Hopefully in a couple of days when I feel terrible or burned out, then maybe I can look back on this and actually have a bit of motivation again, just in case. Yeah, because I'm feeling a lot of burnout, but I also know that the type of person I am someone who keeps pushing myself all the time. Yeah, so I'll definitely get through this. But yeah, just a little message for myself there in the future. Just remember why you're doing this. Remember what your original goal was, and then also remember to look back and realize how far you've come. How far you've come from not being able to speak any of the language, not being able to read any of the language, to where you are now. Yeah. Good luck.